Have you ever wondered what it would be like to buy and sell anything you want online, without any rules or regulations, without any trace or risk? Well, there was a place where you could do that. A place that was hidden from the eyes of the world. A place that was called the Silk Road. The Silk Road was the most famous and notorious online black market in history. It was a place where you could find drugs, weapons, hackers, hitmen, and anything else you could imagine. It was a place where you could make millions of dollars or lose everything in a blink of an eye. It was a place where you could be anyone you wanted or no one at all. But who created this place? How did it work? Why was it shut down? And what impact did it have on the world? In this video, I will answer these questions and more. I will take you on a journey through the dark web and reveal the secrets of the Silk Road. This is the story of the rise and fall of the world's largest online black market. Hello and welcome to our channel, Knowledge Hub. Today I'm going to talk about the Silk Road website, one of the most notorious and fascinating online black markets in history. In this video, I will explain what the Silk Road website was, how it worked, who created it, why it was shut down, and what impact it had on the world. This video is meant to be informative and educational, and not to promote or condone any illegal activities. I hope you enjoy it and learn something new.
First, you need to know what was the Silk Road website. The Silk Road website was an online marketplace that operated on the dark web, a hidden part of the internet that can only be accessed through special software like Tor browser. The dark web is a place where people can communicate and exchange information anonymously, without being tracked or monitored by governments or corporations. The Silk Road website used this feature to create a platform where users could buy and sell anything they wanted, without any restrictions or regulations. The website was launched in 2011 by its American founder Ross Ulbricht, who used the pseudonym Dread Pirate Roberts after the fictional character from The Princess Bride. The name Silk Road was inspired by the ancient trade route that connected China with the West and carried goods and ideas between different cultures. The Silk Road website was mainly known for its illegal drug trade, which accounted for about 70% of its sales. Users could find all kinds of drugs on the site, from marijuana and LSD to heroin and cocaine. The site also offered other products and services that were banned or hard to obtain in some countries, such as weapons, counterfeit money, fake IDs, hacking tools, stolen credit cards, etc. The site also had a section called Services, where users could hire hitmen, hackers, forgers, etc. The site also had a forum where users could discuss various topics related to the site or anything else. How did the Silk Road website work? The Silk Road website worked by using two technologies that enabled anonymity and security, Tor and Bitcoin. Tor is a software that allows users to browse the web anonymously by routing their traffic through a network of encrypted servers around the world. This way, no one can trace or identify the users or their locations. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency that allows users to make transactions online without using any intermediaries like banks or credit cards. Bitcoin transactions are recorded in a public ledger called blockchain, but they do not reveal the identities of the parties involved. Bitcoin transactions are also irreversible and hard to trace. To access the Silk Road website, users had to download and install Tor browser on their computers. Then they had to enter a specific URL that was only known to members of the site. The URL changed frequently to avoid detection by law enforcement agencies. Once they entered the site, users had to create an account and choose a username and password. They also had to provide a Bitcoin address where they could receive and send payments. To buy something on the site, users had to browse through the listings of products and services offered by different vendors. Each listing had a description, a price in Bitcoins, a rating, and reviews from previous buyers. Users could also contact the vendors directly through an encrypted messaging system. Once they decided what they wanted to buy, users had to transfer the required amount of Bitcoins to an escrow account controlled by the site. The escrow system ensured that neither the buyer nor the seller could cheat each other. The seller would only receive the payment after the buyer confirmed that they received their order. If there was any dispute or problem with the order, users could contact an arbitrator appointed by the site who would resolve the issue. To sell something on the site, users had to register as vendors and pay a fee in Bitcoins to list their products or services. They also had to provide some information about themselves, such as their location, shipping methods, refund policy, etc. They also had to prove that they had what they claimed to sell by sending samples or photos to trusted reviewers or moderators of the site. Once they listed their products or services, they had to wait for buyers to place orders and pay them through the escrow system. Who created the Silk Road website? The creator of the Silk Road website was Ross Ulbricht, a 29-year-old American who graduated from the University of Texas at Dallas with a degree in physics and later studied at Penn State University for a master's degree in materials science and engineering. Ulbricht was interested in libertarianism, cryptography, economics, and online activism. He believed that people should have the freedom to do whatever they wanted with their own bodies and money, as long as they did not harm others. Ulbricht started working on the Silk Road website in 2010 as a side project while he was living in Austin, Texas. He used his computer skills and knowledge of Tor and Bitcoin to create a platform that would allow people to trade anything they wanted anonymously and securely. He also used his pseudonym, Dread Pirate Roberts, or DPR, to communicate with users and staff members of the site. Ulbricht ran the site alone for about a year until he hired some moderators and administrators who helped him manage the site's operations and security. He also hired some programmers who helped him improve the site's features and functionality. Ulbricht made millions of dollars from running the site's commission fees, which ranged from 5% to 10% of each transaction. He also made some money from selling his own products on the site, such as books and mushrooms. Ulbricht tried to keep his identity and location secret by using encryption, fake IDs, and VPNs. He also moved around frequently and lived in different places such as San Francisco, Australia, and Costa Rica. Why was the Silk Road website shut down? The Silk Road website was shut down in October 2013 by the FBI after a 2-year investigation that involved multiple law enforcement agencies from different countries. The investigation was led by FBI agent Christopher Tarbell, who tracked down Ulbricht's online activities and eventually located him in San Francisco. Tarbell arrested Ulbricht at a public library where he was using his laptop to access the site's server. Tarbell seized Ulbricht's laptop, which contained evidence of his involvement in running the site, such as chat logs, financial records, and personal information. Tarbell also seized the site's server, which was hosted in Iceland, and shut down the site's domain name. The FBI also seized millions of dollars worth of bitcoins from Ulbricht's personal wallet and from site's escrow accounts. Ulbricht was charged with multiple crimes such as drug trafficking, money laundering, computer hacking, and conspiracy to commit murder for hire. He was accused of hiring hitmen to kill 6 people who threatened to expose his identity or extort money from him. However, none of these murders were actually carried out, and some of them were staged by undercover agents. Ulbricht pleaded not guilty to all charges and claimed that he was not DPR but only created the site as an experiment and later handed it over to someone else. He also argued that he was acting as a host of an online platform and not as a seller or buyer of illegal goods. He also claimed that he had a right to privacy and freedom of expression. Ulbricht's trial began in January 2015 in New York City. The prosecution presented evidence from Ulbricht's laptop, server, Bitcoin transactions, and chat logs that linked him to DPR and the site's operations. They also presented testimonies from former staff members, vendors, and buyers of the site who identified Ulbricht as DPR. They also presented testimonies from experts who explained how Tor and Bitcoin worked and how they were used by the site. The defense challenged the validity and reliability of the evidence and argued that it could have been tampered with or planted by hackers or rogue agents. They also presented testimonies from Ulbricht's friends and family who described him as a peaceful and compassionate person who did not fit the profile of a drug lord or a killer. They also presented testimonies from experts who questioned the methods and motives of the investigation and argued that it violated Ulbricht's constitutional rights. The jury deliberated for less than 4 hours and found Ulbricht guilty of all charges in February 2015. He was sentenced to life imprisonment without parole in May 2015. He appealed his conviction and sentence, but they were upheld by higher courts. He is currently serving his sentence at USP Florence High, a maximum security federal prison in Colorado. What impact did the Silk Road website have? The Silk Road website had a significant impact on society, culture, economy, and technology. It sparked debates and discussions about topics such as online anonymity, privacy, freedom, regulation, crime, violence, addiction, corruption, etc. It influenced popular culture through books, movies, TV shows, podcasts, etc. that depicted or referenced its story. It affected economy through its use of Bitcoin, which increased its popularity, value, and adoption among mainstream users and businesses. It inspired technology through its use of Tor, which improved its performance, security, and usability among ordinary users and activists. It also spawned many other dark web marketplaces that tried to emulate or surpass its success. Some of these marketplaces were Alphabi, Dream, Agora, Hansa, etc. These marketplaces offered similar or more diverse products and services than Silk Road, and also introduced new features such as multi-sig escrow, PGP encryption, 2FA authentication, etc. However, these marketplaces also faced similar or more challenges than Silk Road, such as law enforcement raids, hacking attacks, exit scams, internal conflicts, etc. Many of these marketplaces were shut down or disappeared over the years, leaving behind millions of dollars in losses and thousands of users in trouble. Some of these marketplaces are still operating today, but they face constant threats and uncertainties from various sources. The dark web market scene is constantly evolving and adapting to new situations and demands. Conclusion. The Silk Road website was a remarkable phenomenon that changed the landscape of online commerce and anonymity. It was a revolutionary experiment that challenged the status quo and offered a new way of doing things. It was also a dangerous enterprise that enabled crime and violence and violated the law and morality. It was a complex and controversial story that had many aspects and perspectives. It was a story that had many lessons and implications for the future. What do you think about the Silk Road website? Do you think it was a good or bad thing? Do you think it should have been allowed or stopped? Do you think it will ever come back or be replaced? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. See you next time.